Well, we're back again weekly. We're doing it weekly, so we're at least 2 weeks strong going into the new year, which means this is gonna happen. I hope. So, um, honestly, I want to say I learned a lot. What I really did a lot this week was just sit with the Lord, talk with Him, listen to Him, and it's really good. I definitely wish I took a little more notes during a couple of things. Like I got Bible study on Friday with um a bunch of guys from Run with Christ here in Columbus, and I wish I would have wrote down some notes from that because we talked about a lot of good stuff there. Um, but I also I'm kind of just happy with what I got this week because of what I wanted and like what I learned this week almost. And it was really just the emphasis on like that time with him of being alone, but not just being alone, but in community, like so much community. Almost every night was going to bed um late and waking up early just to hang out with friends and worshiping God and loving him and listening to prayer sets and worship nights and to just getting to hang out with friends. And I think two major things in my opinion for me have come up. Let me get to the verse as I talk about the first one, which Friday. Yes, Friday. Um, I was hanging out with a bunch of friends. Went to pick one up and kind of drive him around for some of that day. Actually, my bad. This was Thursday. This was Thursday. This was Thursday when it happened. Helps to know the right days. I picked him up, and on the way back, which is a 40-minute drive, um, he put on a prayer set on my phone of Upper Room. I don't remember the name, and I don't have my phone over here. But man, partway through, they go into spontaneous worship, and they get to talking about John 4, so the woman at the well, and that story with Jesus. They talk about it, and then they start singing, "Come and see the man who told me everything I've ever done." And like, then my friend got that tattooed on him a couple of days later, just that line. And like, just thinking about that, they said it there, but like, it would only make sense for Jesus to do that. If anybody else did it, you would be questioning it out the wall. Like, you would be so scared. But because Jesus does it, and Jesus did it for her, and that was her testimony, and he does it for us at times. Like, it's amazing that we know the man that knows everything we've ever done. And yet, he still loves us. Like, his eyes are burning with love. And all he wants is you, like me, and you, like just us. So I think that has kind of been the focus as well. I can't tell you how much I've sung that and listened to it. And it's just so amazing. Like, the next line, it goes like, "Come and see the man who told me everything I've ever done." His eyes are burning with the fire of enduring love. He took my sin and all my shame and cast it to the sea. I thought he wanted all these things, but all he wants is me. And like, it's just the perfect image of our stories. Like, we met the man. He took all our sin and shame and cast it away, washed us clean. We now look in his eyes full of love and fire, and all he wants is just us. Like, us and our yes. And it's amazing. But I think the other thing, and the other thing has definitely been more of the bigger one for me, is in 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 12. Which is this whole section is about Jehoshaphat and his prayer of like God coming to save them. And in verse 12, the very ending of it is, "We do not know what to do, but our eyes are on you." And a lot of this week, I've been like praying into like, where does God want me? What does he want me to do? And I think that verse is it. Like, I don't know where he wants me down the line or like past, some. But I do know what he wants for me to do is to have my eyes locked on him, is to look to him. And that's like been so much about like what I've been learning is that like I don't know what I'm doing, but I just need to be looking to God and trusting him, because like he's never broke a promise. He's always fulfilled his word. He always has the right plan, the right path. And whether it's mine, like literally talked with my mentor and he's like, yeah, that was his entire like sabbatical was like, oh, it didn't go according to his plan, but it still was good because it was the Lord's plan. And I think that's what I've almost been learning is it might not be my plan. Probably never will be, let's be honest. I plan a lot, but they're not always good, and they should not always happen. But like God's plan will always happen, and it will always be good. So just look at him. And then we take this one step further to like Peter, when he was walking on water, he was able to do it when he was looking at Jesus. Like, it's so important to look. It's so important to look. And I think that's almost what it's been about. And I've categorized it another way. But as like dependence. But like depending on him for everything and just looking. Like almost, I hate that I'm gonna do this, but it's the way we're told to be as like children. When you look at it like a baby or like a 3-year-old, dude, all they do is look around. And then when they're finally being taken care of, I'm not saying we look around, but like we are always being taken care of by God. The toddler tends to look at who's ever taking care of him. Most of the time. But like you get the point of like we're being taken care of, so why not just look and let God take care of it as we just look at him? Because he is so beautiful. Which is amazing. And on to that, I think 2 other things that he's been calling me to is like true surrender. And I think that goes with depending. Like dependency. Like to fully depend on him, I have to fully surrender. So I think it's just those two are tied in together. But I think the third thing is rest. And I was going crazy yesterday, but I know sometime in December, I wrote in my journal, I didn't want to do less this year. I just wanted to rest more. Like, I'm going to be doing more just because of everything that's kind of going on the next month and beyond. I'm going to be doing more, if anything. But, like, how I just want to rest, and how some of the times when it's easiest for me to fall asleep, and, like, I fall asleep so quick, is when I'm praying, or when I'm, like, an hour into spending time with God. I finally feel like I'm getting rest. And I thank God, because a lot of what I do is low sleep early mornings, just with how I kind of hang out with friends and how we do our schedules. And it does cause, like, lack of sleep. But I think God's just, like, saying, rest in me. Like, your rest is in me. Not in how much sleep you get or but, like, in me. And I think it's even weirder, like, even better. I don't know the proper word there, but, like, last semester, so I had a Sabbath. This semester I really don't get one, just with the way school and classes and homework is set up. So I think, like, it's even funnier that he's calling me to rest now that I don't have a Sabbath per se, and I'm gonna have, like, some of a day to rest, which we'll see how that goes tomorrow. If, like, my first Sabbath day, I don't know, that just seems weird to say, but I think we're gonna really just lean into, like, listening. I think so much for me, and that's what today has been about as well, which is why this feels weird, because I really just want to, like, sit down, read his word, and then just be like, God, okay, talk to me, and then read more of his word and listen. And we'll do that later. But, like, so much, has been, like, me talking this week. So we'll kind of see what happens and where we go. And I love that. I love that I'm so, like, we'll see where God takes me. We'll see kind of what happens throughout my day and what goes on, and that's just, like, so joyful as well. And, like, granted, every day is joyful. Nothing can take joy. But, like, there's so much in that. And it's been really good to just learn all of this and do all of this. And I like how I said I didn't have a lot, and this is definitely a longer video. But hey, sometimes the Lord, like, I learn a lot, and I don't know, I think I could talk forever on the 2nd Chronicles verse, and I would love to as well, because I still feel like I'm not, like, fully doing it. So I think that's truly that's what I'm gonna be working on, is fully doing that, and the dependency, like I said. But yeah, that was pretty much the week summed up. And again, as I said, we're going weekly with these. So every week we're back. So I'll see you guys next week. For another hopefully shorter video, but just as an informative video as well.